2. Yo, what it is, it's your boy DJ Melly Mel live on the new and improved episode of The Cage. Now, listen, first and foremost, I want to give everybody a major shout out for the support that you give Range Man Films, and we're getting ready to elevate it. We're getting ready to take it to heights that you've never seen before. And so I'm just so much appreciated. And this is what I want you to look forward to on The Cage every week. Real, authentic, uh, where we don't bite our tongue. We say what's on our mind and we double down and we stand on it. And we got a lot to talk about today, so I'm extremely excited. Elections are around the corner, so if you are 18 years of age, or go get out and vote. That is your constitutional right, and I think you guys should definitely do that. But let's get right on into it, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm ready to piss a lot of people off. I ain't been to a football game with WCFL in a couple weeks, and your boy went out there. And let me just say this. I was held against my will. I was not allowed to leave the field for a couple of those games, okay? It was intense. The competition was at an all-time high. So just shouts out to all those players and the parents and the coaches that make that happen, okay? Now, let's get into it. And this is a big one, right? Okay, the Bucks Pro Division in the WCFL beat the Steelers. They did. And the Bucks beat them pretty good too, 25-7. Player of the game was Terrence Couture. And by the way, Terrence Couture was the WCFL Range Man Player of the Week. Now, Terrence plays travel basketball. He's an honor roll student at Wellington Landis Middle School. He enjoys, spending time with his friends at the mall and going to the movies. He's a very respectable young man, and he loves making people laugh. So, shouts out to you for being the Player of the Week. We're going to have some Range Man gear for you when we come out there on WCFL playoffs tomorrow. So make sure you're there so we can celebrate you. But the question is, are the WCFL Bucks the best team in the Pro Division? They're 7-2. They have scored over 200 points and only allowed 96 on the season. They got a 77% win percentage. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Are they the best team in the playoffs right now? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. I'm gonna give the Bucks that win, but the Steelers were not healthy. I know. Okay. I know I'm gonna make a lot of people mad, but damn it, I said it. The Steelers were not healthy, and they're still my pick to win the Super Bowl. Now, I want to address something because I was having a conversation with some coaches on the sideline, and they asked me, does this performance by Terrence, the Player of the Week, does this make him the best player in WCFL? No. But I do believe that Terrence was the best player on the field that day. That young man was virtually unstoppable. I mean, offensively, a scoring touchdown machine. Defensively, between playing safety, DB, linebacker, DN, the coaching staff for the Bucks did an amazing job utilizing that young man. And let me just say this, right? Just because I say that Brandon Pendergrass is the best player in the WCFL, that doesn't diminish what Terrence Couture is doing. That young man, first of all, wasn't even in my top 3 because I thought that Denoy from the Packers or maybe Mason were a better player. But after watching this young man play, oh, no, he's an athlete. He deserves to be in the top 3. And he was the best player on that field in that game right there at that moment. But a healthy Brandon Pendergrass Steelers versus that same Buck team, I don't know if that game goes like that. I don't. I don't. And I know a lot of people are going to be biased, or a lot of people are going to be upset with my take on it. But it's, I mean, I think Brandon Pendergrass has the most complete game, and the young man was sick. Brandon didn't even play the first 2.5 quarters. He came in third quarter, midway through the third, and you could just tell he wasn't himself. Okay, but that's not to take away from the Bucks. Now, the Bucks, they great win, 25-7. Defense played lights out. They were energetic. The fans were in it. Yes, the Bucks are the best team right now. 7-2 on the season. They are the best team right now. Okay, they beat the Steelers, but I want to see this matchup when both teams are healthy. And now, because of the standings, they're going to meet in the Super Bowl. Yeah, you're going to meet in the Super Bowl. Have this, I mean, let's have the same energy now, okay? It's going to be big. It's going to be big. So, right now, I want to say congratulations to Terrence on being the WCFL Rangeman Player of the Week. You're a hell of a talent, man. I look forward to watching you play more. I think any high school next year will be lucky to have you. Palm Beach Lakes is always a great option for you, just saying. But, I want to make sure I say this. Terrence is a hell of an athlete. But if you had to ask me the best player in the WCFL, I'm still sold on Brandon Pendergrass. But that's not to diminish what that young man is able to do. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next topic. And this one's going to be a pretty tough one. Because I hate to see things like this happen. Okay, I really, really, really do. The Florida High School Athletic Association, man, they brought down a pretty hard penalty on Miami Central. Miami Central has to forfeit 8 of their contests against most of the schools that they've played. So basically the full regular season. And they're going to be facing multiple sanctions after Miami Central was found to have ineligible players. Now, I have a couple articles here that I'm going to read from, and I also have some information from my inside sources down in that area. But the Florida High School Athletic Association has decided to fine Miami Central in monetary sanctions of $900, and they must forfeit 8 of their contests this year. And the reason being was because, and this was self-reported violation by Miami Central, okay, but they were found to have a student athlete that entered 9th grade in 2020-2021 season, and he entered into the 24-25 school year as a 5th-year student, and they allowed him to play in 9 games, violating bylaws 9.5.1. And so now they have to forfeit games against Miami Edison, Booker T, Pompano, Plantation, Northwestern, Norland, and Stranahan. Whenever I see situations like this, right, I always often say, where was the administration in this? Because as a former athletic director at William T. Dwyer, there's a process that has to take place in terms of player eligibility, okay? And now with Activate, everything is digital, so there really is no loss in the paper trail, right? Who dropped the ball? I mean, because if I got a 5th-year student, the Florida High School Athletic Association only grants players 4 years of eligibility. Now, no one said, hey, you only got 4 years. He's been here 5. He can't play. So, in my opinion, I blame the administration. This is a major drop on the ball for administration, because now the school forfeits 8 games, pretty much the whole regular season, and now they're going to miss the playoffs, and now they've been fined. And I don't know if y'all know, but $1,000 to a public school is a lot of money, okay? I just feel for all the seniors, man. Montgomery, who was over at Newman, that's now down there. I feel for you, because I wanted to see what you would do in the postseason when you were on a team that could possibly win the whole thing. And not to say that Newman couldn't, but we know the team that Miami Central is. They're a powerhouse, okay? Um, one of them unfortunate situations that that you just gotta bite the bullet on it and you gotta move past it. But I think this is a huge drop of the ball on the administration. Um, in my opinion, somebody should be reprimanded. I mean, I don't call for people to lose their jobs, but I think the AD has to take accountability for this, or the AD that was assigned to that particular sport, just depending on how they got it set up. But it's unfortunate, but yeah, somebody got to be held accountable because now these young men have missed out on an opportunity to win another state championship, and Miami Central does have that kind of team to win a state championship. So we're gonna go ahead and shift gears. We're gonna go ahead and move on, and and this one right here, this was gonna be interesting for me because there was a ranking put out by Sports Talk and Rangeman Films and Cap 21 Baller, okay? And it seemed to piss a lot of people off. And let me just say this. I don't have to justify myself to anybody, but I am the media. I do have an opinion. And that's what it is. It's my damn opinion. Okay? I believe right now, as currently constructed, that Sean, Lake Worth High School, might be the best player in Palm Beach County. Now, this is preseason. We haven't played a game. I'm just going based off the summer. And get this. If you athletes didn't compete in the cage event at Palm Beach Atlantic, where we had media outlets, we had college coaches, it was a big event. So I went based off what I saw at the cage. And if you missed the cage, shame on you. Be sure to catch the next one. Details coming soon. Now, I believe that Sean's going to be the best player in Palm Beach County. And here's why. Sean, for me, has what I call the Draymond Green ability, right? I don't think Sean does one thing exceptional, but I think he does a lot of things really well. He can score. He can defend. He's strong. He has the IQ. He's a good kid. He gets it done in the classroom. Those kind of qualities I look for in an athlete. And for all you athletes out there that think you are the best player in Palm Beach County, there's some things that are going to come into effect when we do our rankings. What is your GPA? Because guess what? If your GPA is below a 2.0, you cannot be considered the best player in Palm Beach County. If your GPA is below a 2.5, you can't be considered, because let me tell you something. Graduation requirement is to 2.3. So if you ain't got a 2.3, you probably won't even graduate high school. So let's just start there. Okay? And then secondly, in order to go to Division I schools, we're talking 3.0s or better. So if we're not 3.0 or better, don't even have a conversation with me. Okay, so let's start there. So I do believe that Sean is and will be the best player in Palm Beach County. And these are predictions. Predictions. That's all it really is. Now, Dakota. Now, I don't know if y'all saw Dakota, but Dakota averaged about 25, almost 30 points in the Rangeman showcases and in the individual cage events. So, from dunking to shooting to just being dominant forward, I think Dakota is going to be a problem. Okay? Now, I want to address this comment that a lot of people made, that Dakota is a TikTok sensation rather than a basketball player. I think that's just pure jealousy, okay? For those that, we live in the NIL era. Branding is everything. So you can't get mad at somebody because they have a social media presence and they're getting paid off of it. So shouts out to Dakota for continuing to do what you do as an influencer. But he's my number 2 pick from Wellington High School. Now, number 3 on this list, a lot of people, it caught people off guard. Landon from Lake Worth Christian led Palm Beach County in scoring with 21 points per game. Need I say any more? All you private school kids, y'all had to see him. And you got to see him this year. So For me, I think statistically speaking, Landon was the best scorer in the county last year. But by him being at Lakewood Christian, that is a little bit of a knock. Not to say that that's a bad school, but being in private school, sometimes the competition, depending on what level of private school, because all private schools are not created equal. Let me say that too. There are some private schools that really get after it, but then there are some private schools that play a little bit softer schedule. So again, we're talking projections here, people. I think Landon will be in my top 5 because I think he's going to have a pretty good season. I think he's going to be that 25 point per game scorer. Now, number 4 on my list, and let me say this. You could take it to the bank and deposit it. Kyrie McKelton from Palm Beach Lakes will be the best point guard in Palm Beach County. I said it. He will be one of those kids that average 20 and 10. Point blank period. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. He's going to be one of those kids that average 20 and 10. I don't think there's a guard in Palm Beach County that can mess with him. And I said what I said. And I'm not just saying that because Lakes is my alma mater. Everybody know I love Lakes. LOT Lakes on top. Got it tattooed in me. But that young man is a problem. As a freshman and sophomore, he gave the county hell. Mark my words. And then number 5 on my list, Jordan Quince from the Wire Panthers. Now, very controversial pick right there. I will give you guys that because I think Jordan is a phenomenal athlete. And remember, these are projections. I believe that Jordan Quince will have a breakout year this year. He's been in a system under Fred Ross for 2 years now, going into his 3rd year. I look for, or 2nd year, or no, 3rd year. He's a junior. Yeah, junior. I look for him to have a breakout year. Now, there are players at Dwyer who I absolutely love. Reed, Tamarian Reed. Bucket getter, okay? Scored, I mean, yes, absolutely, okay? In my opinion, who I think will end up being the most highly recruited basketball player in that group, Anthony Gatlin. But I just believe right now, just based off position and opportunities, I do believe that Jordan Quince will have a better season this year. But I think when it's all said and done, once a couple things happen, I think those guys may end up going high Division 1 or mid-major Division 1, high level D2. But if I had to take a guess, I would take the underdog. I'm taking Jordan Quince. Now, all this is subject to change come week 1. It most likely will change. But just right now, the Cage, top 5 in that order. Now, who do we think was left off that list? Now, there were a lot of people, but remember this too, guys. You guys got to submit this information to us. If you feel like you should be in that top 5, complete the Google Links form, DM Rangeman Films, you'll get a link, and put your name in the hat, and we'll follow you all season long. Stats, everything. Game film, everything. Javaris Jones, Kings Academy, was definitely left off that list. And, you know, for me, I think that was the one that was arguable for me because, you know, he was a great player for Kings Academy last year. But, you know, again, it's a private school. He does play football, so he missed a good piece of the season because they did make a strong playoff push. So, you know, we'll see. Palm Beach County top 5 ranking is going to get crazy. I'm looking forward to it. So this is the conclusion of another episode of The Cage, sponsored by Two Brothers Mobile Auto Repair Service. What's better than one mechanic? Two Brothers Mobile Auto Repair Service. Why sit and wait at a dealership all day when we can simply come to you? That's Two Brothers Mobile Auto Repair Service. For more information, visit them on Instagram at Two Brothers Mobile Auto Repair or visit them at twobrothersmobileautorepair.com and tell them DJ Melly Mel sent you and get a 10% discount. Believe that. Peace.